What's going on, people? It is Irish Gunner HD here. You can call me Irish, and I would just like to say, first off, if you can hear my power supply unit's fan in the background, I don't think you will. I should be able to edit it out in Audacity, but if you can hear it in the background, I do apologise. I actually am physically speaking over it. My PSU fan is just making a ridiculous noise non-stop every day. For the last couple of weeks, so I'm going insane. But anyway, yeah, so that's just something I want to get out of the way. For about the gameplay, it's just some more, I think it's MX4 gameplay, I believe. Again, from very early on in the beta, so it's not exactly the best, but it's pretty decent gameplay. Because of the frame rates that I'm getting, the frame rate issues where I'm getting like maximum 60 and like average of like 30 to 40 and then dipping to like 20, because I'm having such frame rate issues with the beta, I'm not able to play it a whole lot, and that's really frustrating and sad. It's really annoying, and the gameplays that I do have, while they are not the worst gameplays in the world, they're also not terribly great. There'll be like I think there's like a 19 and 12, or like a 13 and 12, or like a 15 and 13 or something like that. They're really just because whatever happens, whatever it is about the way the game is right now, when I come across somebody and I start firing, my frame rate drops inexplicably. So I don't know what that is. I hope it's optimized and fixed for the full game. But anyway, that is not even the point of the that's not the topic of the video. The topic of the video is the map, and I wanted to talk about specifically the domination map, because that's where I'm spending the most amount of time. Because again, frame rate issues, blah blah blah, broken record now at this stage. But because the frame rate issues are so bad, I've struggled to play on Conquest. The frame rates are even worse on Conquest than they are on Domination. Not by a whole lot, but like it's noticeable, and I'd rather just play on Domination. So I'm going to give my opinions on the Domination map kind of layout and structure, and each individual flag. I think I'll do it by like each individual flag. Sorry. So starting off on A, I like it. What I did was, when I first started playing the game, I played a few games, got the idea of the basic map layout, and then I went in by myself into an empty server, and I found out the capture points on each of the, like where you can actually capture the flag from, on each of the flags, basically. So, the capture zones, whatever you want to call it. So on A, it's basically it's basically a rectangle from door to door, if you know what I mean. The doors on the left, the doors on the right, and then if you go straight out, you go towards C. So from door to door, it's basically a rectangle, but then it pushes out a little bit towards C, and it doesn't go back out the back door, the back entrance, if you know what I mean. But there are also little glitchy spots where there's little pillars sticking out where the capture zone disappears. So just be careful of that. But the actual point itself, I do like. It's kind of a mixture of open. It's very open. People coming in from C direction. It's very open, and they might see you first. But if you can see them first, there is enough cover. There's like lots of little boxes, and there's that big kind of mini container thing at the back of it, where I usually crouch in behind when I'm capturing it. But I like it overall. It's not too cluttered. It's very dark, I will say, so people with tac lights, obviously, I would imagine, are going to have an advantage in there. Or people with infrared scopes or whatever will have a bigger advantage going in there. But overall, I do like it. It's very basic, it's very plain. The entrances in and out are kind of cool. The way there's the big open back entrance, there's also the way to come in from the left hand side, I would say. And then there's the way to come in from B as well. The way to come in from B is very awkward. There's the two windows, and then there's the doors, which I'm surprised with all the animations that they're putting in there. I'm running towards it now. See that door? Where is it? I think it's just there on the left with the cracked glass. That door, I'm surprised with all the animations that they have in the game for being able to open and close things. I'm surprised that door isn't openable. Openable? Hope that's the right word. Yeah, I'm surprised that you have to break through the glass and then try to jump through that little gap that it creates. But yeah, it's overall, I like the area. I like that side of the map, but it's where I spend a lot of time. But onto B, which I think would be where I spent probably the most time. I've probably spent the most amount of time there. I really like B. It's a big, clustery, cluttered place with the big truck on fire and all the containers and stuff. I like it. It's very, you get into lots of close quarters action, but at the same time, you can do like from one end of the B street, there's what would you call them, kind of, not bollards, kind of, like just big fences kind of thing, like big concrete and stuff like that, just to kind of crouch behind, and you can basically, you have the whole length of the street more or less, to see down into the B area and see beyond it for sniping and stuff like that, which I think is cool. It's a good mixture of long range and close range engagements. The container, as you've probably seen once or twice in my videos so far, the container tactic to capture the flag that I've come up with is my favourite one. To capture B flag, go into the container on B flag, close the doors, and then just stay in the door, stay by the side of the container, God damn it, sorry. Stay by the side of the container closest to the B flag, basically. And you're able to capture it from inside there. It's a good way to capture it without getting hit on by other people. They tried to chat up lines, if you will. Sorry. Awful joke, hit on. Anyway, yeah, so I like it. It's very open again. Like, what I've noticed about this map is each individual section of the map is very open, but at the same time very closed and very there's lots of cover. So it's a weird mixture of both. Like, it's, when you think of B, it's out in the open, it's outside. There's lots of outside areas, but there's also lots of cover, as in like underneath certain kind of rooftops, if you know what I mean. Like on the left side of the B flag, say if you're coming from down the B street. It's so hard to explain without actually showing you in game what I'm thinking of. But there's like the roof of the building, of the shop front, that you can kind of crouch under, and it's on a corner, and that provides a lot of cover as well. But yeah, just overall, I do like B as well. On to C flag, again, C flag is probably the most open, and it's probably where it's either where I die the most, or it's where I kill the most, I would say, because it's very open. It's the capture point is out in the open, and you've got the roof to contend with, people looking down from either side of the roof, and then while one side of it is inaccessible, you know, the side with the stairs up onto the platform above C, where you can go across the bridge thing, because even though there's no buildings there and there's no way people can come in from there, they can come from either side of that. They can come from inside, or they can come from outside, or they can come from in that little elevator hallway out into that little office, and then they can come at you from there, or they can come straight across from B, or from A, sorry, or they can make their way in through the department store with the vehicle, or not the department store, whatever that is with the vehicles in it. They can make their way in through there, in behind you. So it is very, very open. But again, I found that just kind of crouching down in front of that department store, there's a thing that I crouch down, it's like a box, some kind of box thing on your left, that you are almost always covered to at least 3 of those kind of open areas. You only leave yourself open to the street outside, the department place thing with the cars in the background, and directly in front of you, and that's pretty much it. So it's the best cover that I found, basically. Overall, though, and the way that, like, so I'll talk now quickly before the game ends about how they all interplay. Very, very well, in my opinion. You can get from C to B. Fair enough, if the shutters are down, yeah, it's a little more difficult. You have to blow them out and waste, like, one of your explosives or whatever like that. But, like, by and large, assuming the shutters are up, or assuming you've got, like, a quick way around or whatever, getting from C to B, very quick and easy, it's very fluid, very natural. Getting from B to A, very quick, very fluid, very natural. And getting from C to A, or A to C, and this is all vice versa, obviously, getting from each flag to each flag, it's very fluid, very natural, although there is kind of objects in the way that can cause you trouble if you're not careful, but more or less, it flows well. Assuming the shutters are up here, which luckily enough some of them are blown out, but some of them aren't. Just assuming that they're down, and assuming that everything goes your way, it's very easy to move from point to point, and I like that. It lends well to quick gameplay. That's why I think I really enjoy the domination game mode on this map. Finally, I will just mention the roof and the elevator. Worst idea that I've seen in a battlefield in a long time. I'm sure everyone has experienced it by now. People camping on the roof, RPGing down. I've done it myself. I do it myself. I'm not an angel. I'm just saying, camping on the roof, waiting outside the elevator for it to ding so they can pop out, or so they can shoot at anyone who's popping out. It's a stupid idea, and I really wish they didn't do it, to be honest. But that's pretty much it. Overall, I really like the map. Just the roof, the way people abuse the roof and the elevator is kind of, it puts a bit of a downer on it. But other than that, I really do enjoy it. If you enjoyed this video, please do leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new here. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.